Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, a weekly podcast following four friends as they battle across a homebrewed world called Antiriath in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Step into our mystical world called Antiriath and follow our party of three dummies as they adventure across the lands. Talik Grug, half-orc, half-mystery, the fighter, played by Taylor. Bodyknot Greenleaf, the halfling rogue with a penchant for taking things that don't belong to him, played by Josh. And the ever-mysterious Eclarian Shadow, half-elf ranger from the Eclarian Mountains, played by Seth. And last but not least, the creator of our beautiful world, the man of many voices, and our dungeon master, Sam.
This is the only game I've ever played in my life where there's not a bar showing me how far I am to leveling up.
What do you think? Do you
And
like
it causes
that?
me it causes me great distress.
Are we above or below halfway?
Let me see. You think I
That's-
tracked that carefully?
You motherfucker.
You need to.
No, I track it really closely. I don't.
I want to see a graph after every session. You send us a
I
text.
need a fucking bar graph.
How about just a
red
bar? Seth said he wants a bar.
Yeah,
I just
red
need a bar. Start and finish. I mean,
And how far along you are?
Yeah.
Y'all are over halfway from level 5 to 6,
over halfway.
right? Yeah. Okay. For a
Okay,
second,
so
they're weird numbers. So like for a second, I thought I really screwed up the math, but no, y'all are definitely over halfway.
sounds like to me we need to just go kill all the kobolds and Kretoks.
Just murder everything in the cave.
Dogs.
Fucking XP
Kill
grind.
all
Here we
of their
go.
giant moles.
Level 5 to 6 speed run.
Just trample through the caves, killing everything.
I know that is jest, but in seriousness, if y'all complete an encounter without killing everything, you still get the XP. Like those kobolds that ran away, y'all still get the XP for them.
Oh,
You
really?
defeated them. Yeah.
That makes me feel better. That tempers my bloodlust a little bit.
I didn't know that. What if we are in a scenario where we could, like, sneak around or passively solve it? Do we still get
Yeah,
the XP?
you get the XP. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
This
that.
isn't a murder simulator.
Yeah, the only time you wouldn't get the XP is if, like,
I was
there's...
thinking more video game.
The only way you wouldn't get the XP is if there's, like, you know, two paths, and y'all pick path A and don't go down path B, you don't get the XP from path B. But, like, if you go down path B and there's something scary and you avoid it, you get the XP for it.
Okay. Or intimidate them and they leave or whatever. Okay.
Right, yeah,
Cool.
exactly. Like if there's a dragon sitting on his horde and you turn around and leave, you don't get any XP for it.
But if
like,
we get past him,
if you stole all of his gold from his horde, I'd say you defeated the dragon, you know, like...
all right.
Actually, I didn't put Joel's XP in for the
My
little scuffle y'all
God.
had when you got here. It's not going to make you level up.
It was quite the scuffle.
You took out a few kobolds. Like,
Look, let me tell you something. I love kobolds.
I love kobolds too. I don't know if you'll still love kobolds by the time y'all are done with
Don't
these games.
you fucking start with me, boy.
I love Kretoks.
So, speaking of Kretoks, is it time for a
Recap.
The classic's better.
Is it recap time?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so session 16, day 32 at 8 p.m., the 5th day of harvest on the calendar for those that are keeping track. We debrief Bushi at the guild hall and head over to Debilia to debrief him, as it's an urgent need. He assembles his guard and he dons his armor and he sets off to Heathertone with all the information that we could tell him in his quick rush to dress himself and get out the door. He tosses us 1,000 gold bounty for handling what we handled at the grotto. At that point, Shadow goes to the library in the guild hall and locates the Old Moon Tower on the southwest side of the Copperstone mountain range. It's identified that there's a couple of different ways to get there, mostly going to have to be dealing with giants, which is not ideal because they're stone giants, super aggressive territorial creatures. We find out that we know that the mountain range was once belonged to Sycamore, and it's now controlled by the stone giants. But Shadow discovered a secret route through the giants' hostile territory. At which point, Bushi says that there is mole people under the mountain path. The mole people are called Kretoks. And so on the 6th day of harvest, we set out to try to find them, and we're looking for their chief, Gould. Talik and Shadow go ahead and acquire some chainmail for Talik, who he had put a down payment on previously, and Shadow goes ahead and gets a breastplate. So it increases both their AC a little bit from Crothan, the armorer. Bodyknock bought 5 sleep arrows and 5 magic +1 arrows. So the whole party travels to the mountain cave entrance, and we arrived there around 8 a.m. on the 7th of harvest, after camping out during our travels so that we didn't have any exhaustion. We hear battle cries and screams as we're coming up to the cave entrance, and so we rush in, and that's when we quickly identify that there's kobolds attacking the Kretoks. From what we can tell, we think these are Kretoks. So Shadow tries to run the kobolds away, kind of talk tough to them. They decide to engage, at which point we absolutely whoop the piss out of the little lizard brats. And they go running off through a smoke bomb that they drop into another offshoot of the cave. Talik and Fenton exchange pleasantries, and the new friends head to meet Gould at the Kretok camp. So the whole party goes in through. At one point, we do come up to a 30-foot by 40-foot door made of copper. It's patinaed over time, and it's not really an entrance or doorway that the Kretoks use. There's another little side door that we get into. We make note of the fact that one of us is carrying Dust of Disappearance, so we want to make sure we remember that we have that. And then Fenton takes the party to meet his father, the chief of the Kretoks, Gould. He's explaining that he does not want to risk a war with the kobolds. He's not sure why they've been behaving the way they've been behaving lately. Shadow and Talik offer to assist Gould as envoys to go meet with the kobolds and identify a solution. And secretly, internally, Shadow and Talik and Bodyknock are thinking that even if they can't make peace diplomatically, then they'll just wipe them out so that they can move forward.
You're gonna make war.
Exactly. I do have a housekeeping note here. Don't remember if we talked about it. If we do, I don't remember. Where are the horses?
Hey, I have that housekeeping note too.
I thought we left them outside the cave entrance. We left the cart back in Bilyatok, and then we rode our mounts to the mouth of this cave where the Kretoks
Yeah,
were.
and
Okay,
and I
if that's
was just
what we
looking
did,
at
we didn't actually verbalize that at the time.
Yeah, I was looking at the
I
map.
think it was an afterthought.
Yeah, I was looking at the encounter map that we had the scuffle in, and y'all's mounts were all up at the top entrance to the cave, outside. And I was like, did they leave them there? Is that officially the word? So okay.
So is that what we're saying, that we left the mounts outside
I
of
guess
the cave?
we can bring them in. I don't know.
I mean,
can they fit?
2 of them
the
are
passages?
horses. They, so far y'all haven't gone any passages that they wouldn't be able to fit down. They wouldn't be able to see unless you had lights. They don't have dark vision like you guys do. I don't think the Mastiff does either.
Yeah, I'm fine with just leaving them outside. I mean, we could lead them into the Kreetok village.
Well, they have fucking superpowers. I mean, their odds of random stray wolf getting them is low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because y'all brought the whole buggy, right?
No, we left the cart.
Oh,
You
the
left
cart's
cart
at the
behind.
guild hall.
Okay.
The cart and the draft horses are at the guild hall.
It really depends on how big of a sociopath the DM is.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, well, I'll tell y'all this. At this point, I would say that you trust that they're not gonna like run off. Like, you don't even need to tie them up, and they're gonna
Okay.
stay close by, and you can find them later.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings us to the 7th day of harvest, sometime around 10:30 or 11 a.m. Because we've had our fight, we've traveled for a couple hours, and then now we've spent some time chatting in the Kreetok village. And I need to check the calendar.
Your werewolf ass in his cave away from the moon, son.
Yeah, what's the moon looking like? Oh yeah, it would be in a cave.
Where is the harvest calendar?
So I thought I posted the harvest calendar.
I thought you did. Maybe I didn't pin it.
The 22nd of harvest, and it's currently the 7th of harvest. So you've got
19 Dickety 2.
Yeah. So just drop that calendar in whenever you get a chance.
and it says at the teeny tiny top harvest.
So what day did you say again we were on right now?
You're on the 7th.
But
A couple weeks of safety here.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, y'all are in the Kreetok village, ready to do whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I think that we probably need to take a rest to regenerate any spells or anything like that. I don't know if anybody's HP has been afflicted, but I know my spells are low.
Yeah, can you kind of reset the scene for us, Sam? Like, where are we right at the moment and all that?
Yeah. So you guys walked in through. So y'all came in the front entrance, and yeah, I can kind of elaborate on what the geography of what y'all went through is. Y'all came into that big opening in the entrance area, had the scuffle there, and then the kobolds ran off to the north, and there was another path heading off more straight west, and then y'all actually took another path south with the Kreetoks. Y'all followed that path for about an hour, and then came to the big opening. That's where the large door was, and y'all went. That door headed south, but y'all went through another door on the west side of that cavern, and went about another hour, and then you made it to the Kreetok village. From what you can tell, the Kreetok village is a dead end, and is built into the side of the mountains. Like I said last time, they've got their own kind of underground crops where they grow roots and mushrooms and things like that, and it's got its whole ecosystem. It's an entire little town down here. You know, it's very rustic. Everything's made out of dirt with a little bit of wood here and there, and you know, carved stones in a few places.
Do we have a visual of the town in Tailspire?
I don't have anything in Tailspire now, so just refer to your Discord image for flavor. So yeah, so if you guys wanted to bop around the town, you certainly could. It's kind of built into the side of the cave wall, so it goes up, it's tiered, and so y'all had gone up to the top tier.
Who are we talking to? Who are we standing by when we got off? We were talking to Gold about the kobold thing, but like, where are we? What are? I don't understand. So Fenton brought you back to the camp. You said you wanted to meet with Gold, so he took y'all up to the chief's house. And you went in and you talked to Gold, who is the chief of the Kreetoks, and had that conversation about what it was that was going on, and you know what Seth was saying earlier about the kobolds being a problem now when they were never a problem before, and all that sort of stuff. And so Gold was like, yeah, you know, if you want to take
he's like, I'm in no shape to go, but if you want to take my son Fenton with you and go to treat with the kobolds, that would be much appreciated.
Okay.
But it's
what
really up
time
to
is
you
it right now?
guys. It's mid-morning.
Okay. Yeah, we can rest up if you guys want to, and then head out with Fenton to check out the kobolds. Is there an inn or anything that resembles an inn?
Yeah. So there's a kind of a inn tavern looking place. You go down to it, and it's a little bit larger than several of the other ones. It's towards the front of the cave area on the first floor, but it's off to the side, built into the wall, so it's actually like a 2-story place. And you walk inside, and there's, it's midday, so there's some folks eating lunch in there, nobody getting rowdy or anything, but there's a few Kretoks. There's these really low tables that are, maybe a foot off the ground, and the Kretoks are just like, their bottom half is in the dirt. They've, burrowed up and kind of made themselves cozy sitting in the dirt, and, they're lounging on the table, eating their snacks and whatnot. And when you walk in, you hear a pleasant voice be like, "Well, I'll be darned. It's been a long time since we had any city folks here in our little cave." This Kretok lady walks up to you and is like, "My name's Platts. Pleasure to meet you. Y'all gonna be staying with us for a while?"
Talik sees Platts, which I'm looking at in Discord.
Yeah, and she's she's a big fluffy Kretok, so she's got a lot of floof to her, and then floof on top of the floof.
Yeah. So Talik sees her, and I'm just like, whoa, and I start to walk over towards her, and because the tables are so low and I'm so big, I just am walking across people's tables, like stepping on their food.
One was just like, "Hey, Buster, what you doing?"
Oh, sorry.
Platts is like, "Well, hold on, let's get you a table. Let's get you a table here." And she takes you over to one of the low tables, and you can see the soil around the tables is really tilled up and soft and everything for people sitting there. And she says, "Hold on a second, I think I got me some mats over here for you city folk. Oh, here we go." And she grabs like a couple of straw mats, like little square mats, maybe like 3x3, and she throws 3 of them down for you guys. And like, "There you go, get you a little bit more comfortable. I know y'all aren't as into the dirt as us Kretoks."
Thank you, Platts. Platts, how long have you Kretoks been in this area, been in this cave?
"Oh man, we've been here as long as anybody can remember. My grandma lived here, and my great-grandma's grandma lived here, all the way back, as long as anybody can remember. Used to, there were dwarves that mined these caves. They mine it for copper, but they mined out all the copper years and years ago."
I hate to be rude, but how long does a Kretok usually live?
"Oh,
Wow.
No, nothing rude about that. That's a perfectly reasonable question for somebody who ain't never met one. Oh, we live about 50 to 70 years, just kind of normal human-like lifespans. That's about what you guys living, right?"
Yeah, something like that. I kind of just wink at Shadow. It's old ass.
Yeah.
Shadow, amused by the conversation, picks up one of the mats that she laid for sitting on, rolls it up, lays down in the dirt, and puts the mat behind his head as a pillow.
"Oh, yeah, absolutely. Make yourself comfortable. Can I get y'all anything to eat? We got a few specials going on today."
I just would like a pint, and I think we're looking for a place to rest up, even though it's midday. We've had a long trip.
"Oh, I totally understand that. Well, I got some rooms in the back if you're looking
Do you have any sausages?
for a dirt room." Sausages. Oh, you mean like the meat kind? I
Yeah,
do have
sure.
some. I've got some mushroom jerky. It's been told it's pretty similar.
Sure, I'll try some.
All right. And you wanted
Why
a
do
pint,
not
good
remember
sir?
what happened last time you ate some mushrooms?
Full send, baby.
So she says, "You want a pie? Can I get you anything, sir?" Looking at Shadow.
No, madam. I'm fine, thank you.
All right. And so she scuttles off and comes back with your food and a pint. She plops down this little tray. It's got like 3 juicy looking sausages on it, and they're not so much sausages as they are like they don't look like dehydrated vegetables like you're used to. They're plump, but they're shriveled down, and you go to take a sniff of them, and they have like this really pungent, spicy aroma coming off of them. And if you take a bite into one, they've got this just like really intense, almost horseradishy pungency to them, but they're pretty darn tasty. And then the pint she pops down, she sets down a little wooden mug, and it kind of fizzles a whole bunch and boils up and boils over the sides like a really, almost like a soda, not a beer per se.
Pollock's gonna grab it and like slurp the foam down off the side.
And when you do, you get all these flavors of think more like a root beer than a beer. It's just this really strong, pungent, intense root flavor, and it's moderated with a bit of a cinnamony taste, and it's also quite delicious. And she says, now you be careful with those. We've been fermenting that for quite a while, so it's got some real kick to it. And so she shows you the rooms after whenever you're ready. She's like, I'll show you to your rooms whenever you're ready for the rest.
I'll take another pint to go up to my room. Platt, what's the deal with these kobolds? Have they made it into town? Have you experienced any trouble with the kobolds?
Oh heavens, no! That would truly be terrifying. No, we've been able to keep them at bay for now. I don't even think they've made it to the old door room yet. We've been keeping them off bay. If you want my opinion, I think that it has something to do with what's been going on with our moles.
What's going on with the moles? Tell us more.
Oh, you haven't heard? The moles have been experiencing some sort of strange transformations lately. They've been getting real loud and echoey whenever they dig. It's just like a thunderstorm. And the other day, I saw one of them was licking up some water, and he yelped and pulled his face back, and I swear to God, I saw lightning come out of his face. Now, I tell you, it's been a while since I've been to the surface, but lightning was the scariest thing up there. It shouldn't be coming down here underneath the ground, you know what I mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this cave, you guys have the safest passage from here to the west, is that correct?
Well, we used to. Yeah, everything south of the wall through the old doors we considered off limits, but everything on the north side was perfectly safe to cross. You could go right through to the other side of the other side of the hills.
Are you this hospitable to everybody like us that travels through here?
Absolutely. We've always had a good time with surface folk. Like I said, the dwarves used to come and mine here, and they really took good care of us. We still got all kinds of tools and stuff, and lots of people have familial relations with those dwarves. Going back several generations, they'll still come and visit sometimes.
Have you ever seen, and I want to try and like sketch a picture, like I grab a pen or something off of her apron, and I'm going to try and sketch a picture of the druid and kind of describe him to her and be like, have you seen a man that looks like this? Kind of a woodsy older fellow with a big beard and looks like he just crawled out of a moss hole somewhere.
She looks at it, she says, I remember most folks that come through here, and that face doesn't look real familiar. I'm not sure how good of an artist you are. Why don't you go ahead and make me a performance check, I think would probably be the best one.
All right, 20.
She's
30,
like,
20.
Oh, now that you put the beard on him, I do believe I've seen him. He's never stayed at my inn before, but I believe he came through, probably a month or so ago, talking to old Mr. Gold.
Interesting. You heard any rumors of what they might have been discussing?
Oh, Oh, no, I don't bother myself with political affairs. I'm just a humble old innkeeper.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I think I'm going to head up to my room if that's okay with everybody else.
All right. So, yeah, you guys resting for the day, and gonna bop around town or anything. If there's anything else y'all want to do, or any sort of digging or anything y'all want to do, or what's the plan?
So 7 p.m. we set out to find Fenton.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't take you guys long to find him. You ask around for him. They're like, oh yeah, he's probably over. If he's not at his house, he's over at his buddy's house. And sure enough, you'll find him over at Tipple's place. Get some directions, and when you walk up there, he's just kind of like petting down his giant mole, Barnaby, and combing his hair with a big brush, and Barnaby's just like loving every minute of it. And he says, "Oh, hi fellas, y'all feeling rested and ready to go?"
Yeah, let's check it out. And I want to pull the picture out of my pocket and show it to him. Be like, hey Fenton, you ever seen a guy that looks like this?
And Fenton takes a look at it, and he's like, yeah, that's the druid.
Yeah, that's what we know him as too. What do you know about this guy?
Oh man, he's been the druid as long as I can remember, my whole life at least. He comes by every great now and then, takes a look at things. He takes care of everything. This whole region, I don't even know how far his reach spans. He's got a lot of area to cover, so he only comes by every, I don't know, less than once a year probably.
Evil Gandalf acting motherfucker.
Interesting.
Well, Fenton, why don't you lead us to this kobold camp?
All right. Yeah, we can definitely head that way. Like I said, that we've been skirmishing with them. They've laid traps and all sorts of nasty stuff between here and there, so it'll be slow going, but we should be able to get to them. So as you guys are passing from the into this front entrance area, where y'all first came in, and you're coming in up that southern route from the door area, Shadow notices something over by the entrance to the cave over here. It looks like a shadowy figure, medium-sized, humanoid-looking figure, dips around the corner towards the entrance of the cave.
Show yourself.
Y'all just came from south.
I think we have some visitors. Keep your eyes out, lads.
Good, okay.
Fenton kind of steps behind you guys. He's like, I'm going to let you guys take the lead. I'm not much of a fighter.
You just tell us which way to go.
Fenton. Jesus.
I'll do what I can, but...
Alright, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. Can I run a perception check for any traps in front of me?
Yes, you can basically perception out like 30 feet in the darkness here and check for traps all around you.
I remember seeing the jacks on the floor
Right?
when the kobolds retreated last time. 22.
Okay. So you look around, and yeah, everything seems pretty clear in this portion of the cave.
Really feel like something may be right around here in these nooks and crevices.
Where's the path that we're taking? Which way are we going? I'm following y'all.
So Fenton's like, yeah, that's outside. If we want to get out of here, we need to head over towards the west exit. The west or the north. Either one, they wrap back around. We've been seeing a lot more resistance straight west, so I don't know, north might be better, but that's where the kobolds ran off last time.
Shadow's gonna take a peek in some of these crevices.
Okay, so make me a perception check.
17.
Yeah, you don't see anything in any of these crevices. It seems to be whatever you saw. You definitely don't see any trace of it.
All right, guys, let's keep our eyes peeled. Watch out over here for Fenton. Are we going the way that the kobolds retreated earlier?
Yeah, I don't know. I would normally recommend that way because we haven't seen much kobold activity up there. But since they retreated that way, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we want to.
What do you think's the shortest path to their base?
The shortest path would definitely be straight west from here.
Well, I'm a man that likes to take the shortest path.
There's land tax over there when they retreated, so keep your eyes peeled on the floor and the ceiling. Wouldn't be too hard for one of these stalactites to drop down on us.
Alright, so you guys head off to the west. You're going through a fairly straight and open cave. It's about 10 feet wide for the most part as you're walking down this cave for a good bit. It's probably about 30 minutes of walking before you come up to a T. And I put you guys a little bit back from the T, but
Alright, guys, give me just a second here. Let's see what one of our little friendly buddies can do. Shadow pulls out his rust bag of tricks, pulls one of the fuzzballs out, and tosses it on the ground right in front of him.
and Fitton just is like, hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
And a giant goat is going to be what pops up.
Fuck yes. Let me get you a giant goat.
What are you thinking, Shadow? You think this goat is a sacrificial lamb, so to speak?
Well, you guys know the drill. Let me get a hold of this goat's rump real quick. I'm going to possess him. Y'all keep my body alive. We'll see what there is to see. And if he goes down, he goes down. Okay, so Shadow cast Beast Sense.
Basically, possess him.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my!
All right, y'all ready to murder this goat?
Okay, so I've got control of the goat, and the goat doesn't have night vision, but I do. So I'm not really sure.
What's it say? I think it says you get their senses, including any of their
Can we
senses.
give the goat night vision? Can I put my dark vision goggles on the goat?
Oh yes.
You're gonna.
You could
I was
lose
gonna
him,
make
though.
you do an animal handling check, but if he already is taking control of it, yeah, you can put the night vision goggles on the goat.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
We're about to
I
send
wish
this
that our
goat.
show.
This goat's about to go on a Sam Fisher mission.
I wish that our show was big enough that we had people that did fan art because this
Oh,
was just
yes.
Oh,
incredible.
dude, no,
Can
I'm
you
totally
imagine?
drawing a goat with four
With the
can
goggles.
fucking GPNVGs on. Hell yeah!
God, please do.
PNVGs.
right.
Okay, so the goat's got his goggles on. He's moving forward, and y'all are
Okay.
watching my lifeless avatar body.
Yeah, Talik takes a defensive position right in front of Shadow.
Hey, you
Alright.
kind of got to defend me too. I'm blind now.
Yeah, I'm in front of. Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm
You don't have
I'm
night
like-
vision anymore.
So you come to another T, off to the left.
All
It
left.
looks okay. Looks like it's just a path. Off to the right, there was a bit of an opening.
gotta
Make
do
me
all
a
left.
perception check.
Okay, it's perception checks. Its passive perception is 11.
Yeah, that's good enough. So you notice off to the left, there's a tiny little opening, about probably only 2 feet high by about 2 feet wide. and it's too small for your giant goat form to squeeze into. But it looks like there's a little. You look up in there, and there's a little passageway leading off to the left. But it's
Okay.
really small. Like your giant goat form wouldn't fit at all, and you think like Body Knock could probably squeeze, but you and Talik couldn't fit at all. Like you couldn't even squeeze in.
Okay.
Interesting.
So you come around the corner there, and there's a little dead end, and you go over there, and you see another one of those little tiny openings. Again, about 2
right
feet by
here.
2 feet. Yeah.
Are you using your cartography tools with the goat to map this for us?
Yes.
So you come up to this next part, and there's a big opening here.
Oh no.
It seems to go off in several different directions. As you move forward a little bit, you see a little red glow up ahead coming out of what
Oh
appears to
my.
be a couple of forges. As you get close with your night vision, you see that there's forging equipment here. There's some anvils and hammers and whatnot. And then it goes on a little bit further.
Hey, hold on, Sam? Can I try and cast message to the goat?
I was looking at that. It's 120-foot range.
Go whisper in his lifeless body's ear.
Yeah. Oh man, how does that work? Can you talk? What does it say about your senses, Seth, on Beast Sense?
It says
It's
that
definitely out of range.
while perceiving through the beast senses, you gain the benefit of any special senses possessed by that creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings.
Damn.
But blinded and yeah, but
That's
message.
not mental.
What does message say?
It's telepathic communication.
Now, if it breaks my concentration,
It won't break your concentration because
Let
it's his
me
spell.
read it to you exactly.
Yeah.
It
God,
says-
we're getting into some weird shit.
It says you point your finger towards a creature within range, which is 120 feet. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that you can only hear. You can cast this message through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. So, someone you
Yeah,
know.
but he's over 120 feet away now. I just measured. He's like 200 feet away now.
Well, I was gonna say it. I just didn't want to interrupt y'all when he was like found
Yeah.
that first little crawly hole.
Right. But I'm gonna say that you can do it to Shadow. I'm gonna say that you can.
It's telepathic?
telepathically- Yeah, I don't. Yeah, why wouldn't you be able to?
because my brain didn't travel with the goat, I'm telepathically
Ooh, cool.
communicating with the goat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm just gonna look at Shadow, kind of, and instead of we just did all that talking, I just look at Shadow and I'm like, I wonder if he could hear this. And I'm like, Shadow, can you hear this? And I cast message at him.
You gotta stop doing that without warning me.
What do you see? What do you see up there?
This big ass goat can't fit through any of these little holes, but there's some forges. There's definitely activity going. I want to poke around a little bit more
Yes,
and
let
then
me tell
get
you,
my ass back.
there's
Okay.
another exit off to the west that looks big enough that your big goat body could go down, and then there's another one over to the north. So there's a so you head up north a little ways, and you see a big opening. It looks like there's a goes left and right and loops around, and you keep walking,
Come on, man. We're getting antsy back here.
I'm coming.
and you
This
come back around, and this
big-ass
is the big
place.
opening that you saw earlier.
All right, so the goat is going to do his charge attack
Oh!
Okay.
to zoom across this opening. So
Okay.
his normal movement is 40 feet, and charge attack gives him 20 additional feet.
Okay. All right.
So he's gonna charge 60 feet
Okay.
across
he-
this thing.
Takes off running across this thing, and he makes it to right here before he falls into a pit trap of spikes,
While he's
and
doing his charge?
Yeah, so
Damn.
he runs, he's running, and he hears twigs snap underneath him, and I need him to make a DC. Well, I won't tell you the DC. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw to keep from falling into the trap. And since you did the sprinting thing, I'll give you advantage on the save.
Well, he has sure-footed, so he would have advantage anyway.
Well, that's cool.
So he gets +0, so it's to dexterity. So it's just a D20 with advantage.
Yeah. Why does he have a +0? Dang, he doesn't have dexterity. Kind of surprised.
19. Oh. 15.
A 15 makes it, so he and it starts to stumble underneath, and then he just gracefully leaps over it, and keeps going. And but the line that you had drawn earlier, so yeah, so he steps on another one right there. That's right where another one is. So I need to make another one.
Okay. I'm telling Solak, I'm going to go down.
And Body Knock's like, what's happening? He's got my fucking goggles.
18.
So he just like leaps over this one as it crumbles out from underneath him, gracefully jumping over to the right past it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that movement, but since he's not in initiative, he's going to move another 40 feet real quick.
Okay, and moving over there, he doesn't step on anymore.
Okay. And so Shadow's pretty good with his bearings. He knows where he is. He's going to come wandering back.
Goat Scout.
There he is. He's back, Body Knock. I know you can't see shit down here.
Body Knock grabs his goggles
You couldn't
off.
gear back up. Fucking goat.
Body
Goat's
Knock
just
grabs
like,
his goggles, and the goat's just like, meh. And then Shadow releases him. He's like, guys, that was close. I'm glad it was him and not us.
The ghost just like,
What was it?
like looking around.
Fucking Viet Cong.
Charlie was out there in the fucking caves, man.
Okay. All right. Well, take us the safest way. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but there's probably going to be punji sticks everywhere. So get your light-footed tapping dancing shoes on and let's get gigging.
Following you, Goat Scout.
Okay, so right there on the right are the punji sticks, but there was some kind of weird basilisk tail sticking up we might need to check out. Maybe not. Let's just go this other way.
Did you say there were some little passages Body Knock could squeeze himself through?
Fucking tunnel rat shit. This is Vietnam. What the fuck?
Hey, Fenton,
Yeah.
any chance you could leverage your digging techniques and open this passage up for us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let me see what I can do. And he kind of starts digging away at it and digs out a little bit of an opening and slips through a little bit. And he comes back out and he's like, "Oh man, looks like it goes on for a little ways. It's gonna be a lot of digging. It's real narrow the whole way. Some places only like a foot wide. Hard stone. I could probably do it, but it might take some time."
Well, I'll just come back if we need to. Let me show you, Talik, these forges up here.
Flip through here. Or try. You guys want me to try to...
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, so you can go in there. You'll just
Where
be
the
you'll be what's considered squeezing, because it's really narrow, which just means you move at half speed, and then if you get into any scuffles, there's some special rules on.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pull out my flashlight and Colt 1911. And...
Just make sure you step where I step, Body Knock. Or Talik.
So where's this hole at, Sam?
It is right back here.
While we're walking, I look over to Shadow and Fenton. I'm like, hey, have you guys ever heard of this thing called Zimmophobia?
Oh my god. No, I can't say that I have, young one.
Zimmophobia is a fear of the great mole rat. What do you think about that, Fenton?
Finn's like, oh, we don't talk about him.
Oh! I think I just caught a
Oh.
little touch of Zimmophobia myself, Shadow.
What's your what you moving through this thing, Mister?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what am I like? So I've got my Googles back on. What am I seeing?
It's just a real narrow cave.
I mean, I can't really like practically maneuver my characters on here.
Right.
Tailspire, so
So you start making your way around it, and it seems to go around the corner here and lead off to the south a little bit, but then start wrapping back around. And before you know it, you've actually gone all the way around and come back out the other side. And you actually hear them talking about Zimmophobia up in the chamber ahead of you.
okay. So this is just kind of a bypass.
Yeah, it looks like there's some
I'm
sort
like,
of
whoa,
little...
whoa! I hear something.
Thunder.
It's a whole body knock.
Yeah. So that's just like a rat tunnel, guys.
Rat
Well,
tunnel.
maybe if we need to escape or something, you could slip your little ass back through there at some point.
Maybe.
I don't know if our new friend Fenton really likes the word rat very much.
He's a little rat mini.
Yeah. What do you make of this, Talik?
So you walk up to these forges, and it appears to be two like ancient dwarven forges, and there's a warm glow coming from inside of these slatted doors with real narrow slats in them. You can peer in, and it looks like there's a crucible of this shining, shimmering, golden liquid inside of it. And on the front, there's a couple of knobs on it. There's two larger knobs with some writing underneath the two knobs, and then there's one smaller knob with some other writing underneath it. Do any of y'all speak Dwarvish?
Yes,
No, I don't.
I do.
Okay, so
Let me make sure.
I don't.
yeah, it looks like you do.
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay, so you
Guess I can
recognize
find it.
the symbol underneath the two large knobs to say burner. At least that's the best translation you can come up with from Dwarven to Common. And then the other one, you definitely know, it says air.
Fenton, I thought that the copper mining was long gone in this area.
It says, yeah, I haven't really... I've never seen these forges running before. That's a little bit odd, for sure.
You think the kobolds have been in here doing something?
I'd never put it past them. They're crafty little bastards.
Can I do an investigation or a perception check and see what the hot liquid metal is?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Which one would you prefer?
Why don't you make me an investigation check?
Put
Okay.
your tongue to it. Check it.
13.
Yes, you're looking in there, and from what you can tell, you think it's gold.
Gold.
Smells physical.
Yeah, a big crucible of gold. You're like, damn, if you poured that out, there's, some molds around. You could pour it into a mold. It'd be a pretty serious chunk of gold, you think?
Huh.
Oh, let's do it.
Shadow, this old ass is getting uncomfortable. He is going to actually... Now, are we in caves or tunnels? Are we not in mountains since we're under a mountain? We're not in my favorite terrain, right?
Yeah, this is definitely... Caves are different.
Okay. So, Shadow's gonna go ahead and cast Primeval Awareness, which is gonna give him 1 mile in every direction. And it's
Damn.
going to let him sense whether there's any type of aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fae, fiends, or undead.
Within a mile of you.
Damn.
Yeah, if I'm in the mountains, it's 6 miles.
Okay.
Wow. That's
What
awesome.
kind of? Okay, so you cast that. Do you know like what kind it is? Like what kind of senses?
The feature
do you
does
get?
not. I know what it is, but
You
I don't know
what
where.
of those types it is.
I don't know where or how many.
Okay,
Like if there's 3
So-
standing next to each other, I would not know.
gotcha. So you get a sense from pretty far away, but you sense the presence of an aberration.
Boom, boom, boom.
Holy shit, boys!
What is it, Shadow? What?
There's an aberration. I can't tell you what kind.
Putting his hand to the ground like an old
Uh-huh.
western, listening to the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, Shadow stands up and brushes his legs off. Real calmly just says it's an aberration, but I can't tell you what kind. I can tell you it's in the direction we're about to head. That's all I have an idea of. And that's just a sense. I can't promise you how many there are or what we're going to find when we get there. But it's a long way off, so we might not encounter it, but it is definitely something to keep our senses about.
Ooh, I don't like this place.
Poopy.
All right, I think if it's okay with the Dungeon Master, I think it's been long enough for me to bring out the Drift Globe.
Oh yeah, y'all
Mhm.
rested, right? So
Yeah, I mean, technically it's the next dawn,
it's a dawn item?
Listen to the
and
drift.
I'm a
Go.
little out of sorts on where we're at on dawns.
I do think we passed. I think we've spent a night in here.
No, y'all came in, you did the scuffle. No,
We've
so
only
y'all
been in
slept
here
the
for
night
like
before.
12
Y'all did the
hours.
scuffle like early in the morning.
Oh,
At like
okay.
8 a.m.
Yeah, it's only like 9 p.m.
I'm gonna be a rule stickler this time. I know it's
Okay.
not my norm, but
That's fair.
No,
if it's
that's
a dawn
fair.
item, it's a dawn item.
All right, guys, let's head west.
I'm following you, Goat Man.
So what's kind of y'all's order here?
So it's Shadow and the Goat, and
Then me.
then Taluk, and then Fenton, and then Body Knock.
I'm making sure Fenton doesn't do anything sketchy. Kill him if he does.
So you guys are walking. When you get about there, Seth, I'm gonna stop you.
Oh
I'm
gosh.
gonna go slow on purpose.
Yeah. So you feel a slight tug on your ankle as you step forward and hear a chunk. What's your immediate action?
Yep.
Full on strength, straight to the ceiling.
Trying to jump as high as you can?
Yep.
Okay. So you jump up as this huge blade on 2 long wooden arms with a pivot point in the ceiling. Imagine like a swing, and the part you would sit on is a giant blade comes swinging down from the ceiling about 4 feet off the ground. What's your vertical? Is it over 4 feet is the question. I think it's your strength modifier is your vertical.
I don't know that we've discussed it yet.
I've only discussed how far I can jump, not how high I can jump.
Right.
You leap in the air, a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, 3
Oh,
plus.
3 plus your strength modifier.
Good, then.
Okay.
My
so-
strength modifier is plus 3.
Yeah, so you
So
jump
6
6
feet.
feet in there. So I'm gonna say You jump over this thing. You don't even have to
Holy
make.
shit!
You don't even have to make the save. You made the perfect click choice.
And is it in front of me? I'm not close enough.
Let's see. You're about 10 feet back. Yeah, so you can easily just like it comes swooping at your face, but just
I'm
barely,
like, oh shit.
tries to catch your hair. But you.
But what's
retard
the
on
goat
back.
doing? Is it just doing what I do?
Shit, how tall is a giant goat?
Oh,
It's-
it's it. It's
it's
it.
Rest in
it's
peace, goat. Thank
it's
you.
Yeah.
tall, but it also has a 6-foot vertical.
Yeah, but I don't think
You're
it
not.
would.
You don't have beast sense on him, so he's just.
Yeah, he's just doing what goat does. I rolled for it, and he doesn't even notice the thing swinging. Oh shit!
He's mutton.
Oh no. Okay. Let's see. So it actually is gonna roll an attack against him. Oh no. He takes
No!
he takes 26 damage.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't hit you.
So Shadow leaps into the air like the most elite NBA player you've ever seen in the world as this thing swings down, and when it hits the goat's anus, it just begins slicing, and when it goes through, 2 halves of the goat just fall on
Like
either
a
side.
slab of meat, just like tunk, tunk.
I'm like, no.
And unfortunately for our meat-loving part members of our party, it poofs into thin air.
Oh, man, I
Oh,
was about to say, let's make some sausage.
Yeah, no,
These damn vegetarians.
they poof.
Alec just screams out. He's like, no, Scruffy.
He named it. Oh,
So
man.
Shadow.
Hey, just to give ourselves a quick plug, please take a moment and give us a follow on Instagram. It's at DNDN Dummies. And also, please rate and review our show on whatever podcast app you are using, and tell a friend about the show. It really helps us out, and it's a free way to show us some love. Thanks. To be continued on the next episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies. Find out what happens to our party next week.